It's tulip mania 2.0. You're going to have a collapse in price in Bitcoins. I think it's going up because it's a mania, because it's a bubble.
Because I think it's a bubble. I think that Bitcoins are going to collapse.
Well, it's not digital gold. I agree. It's digital fool's gold. Today's Bitcoins could be tomorrow's Beanie Babies.
Of all the bubbles that I have not participated in during my career, the one I most regret is Bitcoin. I mean, clearly, if there was ever a bubble that was tailor-made for me, that was the one. Right?
So what it really is a digital pyramid scheme, but eventually it's going to collapse.
I've been in the investment business for, over 35 years, and I've seen a lot of bubbles.
What's going on, everyone? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. It is the beginning of July, which does in fact mean that we did have the Bitcoin monthly close for June, and of course it was red. Not only was it red, it was the second month now in the downtrend that we had Bitcoin closing red. But what I do want to talk about is, while everyone is still out there panicking, assuming that Bitcoin is imploding, it's the end of the world, there is some data that we need to go over. One of them, in fact, involves the long-term Bitcoin holders. There's something interesting going on with them right now. There's also a very interesting pattern that is playing out in the charts that we cannot ignore. Another thing that I want to point out, if we actually look right here, is you'll notice that Bitcoin, ever since pretty much back in January of 2016, has never put in more than 2 red 6-month candles, right? You can see back here, it was followed by green. Right here, it was followed by green. And again, we have had 2 red candles. So this was the downturn back in 2018. This was the downturn in 2022. And currently, we have our 2025 into 2026 downturn. So the question is history going to repeat, and does that mean that we are going to now have a positive end of the year for Bitcoin? Well, that's what I want to talk about today. We have some very interesting data we got to go over. There also is something that I am not going to lie is a little bit scary. But I'm not going to put that in today's video, because today's video I want to focus on what we have in front of us, but you might want to get subscribed, because my next video is going to be a little shocking. In fact, I'm skeptical if I should even put that video out, but I'm going to, for full transparency of what is going on in the market. So let's dive in and have a look at what we have today. We do notice that we are still technically holding on to this level. Remember, we showed you way back here how in 2022 we were building this base, and currently Bitcoin has tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekly candles on this area, and you got to give it to the bulls. They are defending this zone, but how long can they continue to defend that area? I showed you guys on this supply profit loss chart that whenever you have these levels start to converge, it tends to mark the beginning of the bottoms. Now, of course, this does not mean that the bottom is in, but it generally suggests that the bottom is extremely close. Now, that could be quite intense when it comes to the percentages, because as we see right here, we have long-term holders underwater for the first time since 2022. So these are wallets that, like Rand Group points out, they never flinch. When the patient money starts bleeding, the bottom is usually already in your face, right? And this is what I've been trying to explain to everybody. Essentially, we're looking for these indicators. There's a lot of channels and gurus and pundits and YouTubers, whoever, that are looking for these signals to flash. Now, we have many bottoming signals on this channel that we've been looking for to call the absolute bottom. But as I've said, most of these tell you the bottom is in many weeks after it's already happened. So a lot of times you miss that opportunity. Now, if you're just trying to trade Bitcoin to just ride the waves, I'm trying to just get in a little bit low, sell a little bit high, then that doesn't really matter. But if you're looking at this long-term view and you have the conviction for accumulating, holding it, and essentially investing in Bitcoin, then you need to be paying attention right now, because these are the opportunities. The writing is on the wall. If we hop over here and have a look at the Bitcoin long-term net holder position, let me get let me put it above me so I'm not in your way. You can actually see that we've pretty much had I mean, with the exception of this little blip right here, it's essentially been nothing but a downturn since pretty much October when we had that insane, crazy liquidation event. You could basically see that this position has been going down and down and down. However, recently we have noticed that this position has been changing into the green. So this is actually suggesting that there could be a big change for Bitcoin. Something else I really want to point out is what you tend to look for is these slight changes in the structure, right? So we are in a bear market. We are in a downtrend. I don't think anyone that would disagree with that, but you're looking for those subtle changes, right? Something that didn't happen, that's been happening, right? If you keep hitting a resistance, you keep hitting a resistance, and then eventually you flip it into a potential support, that's a big change, right? If you see the MACD cross over, or for example, you start to see long-term holders selling or buying, these are those changes that we look for. And what you can see right here, quite simple, we've gone over a lot of this on the channel. We talked about this MACD, we talked about the RSI, we've discussed the market cipher, potentially looking like we want to put in an anchor wave and a trigger wave, right? In fact, let me show you all the times that we've done this, right? We did it right here, we did it right back here, and if I actually point out every single time that happened on the chart, we had this move right here, we also had this move right here, and currently we have this move right here. And you could see that the last 2 times this happened, now I'm not saying this is going to reverse the trend, but what I am saying is the last time Bitcoin pumped 12% on that move. The time after that, which was, February in the beginning of this year, we had Bitcoin pump actually about 25% on that move. So the question is, where is Bitcoin going to move this time? Because here's the other thing. Let me actually get rid of these lines right here. Okay? If you look at what we've done, we had this top right here around 126. Then we also had this acting as resistance here. We had a little bit of resistance here, slight retest, but then we came back down, and now we've tested this level as support. So we had resistance, breakout, but then when it came back down, it tested it as support. So this is what I'm talking about. This is a change in the way that it looks, right? And obviously, if you have a look at these bump and run reversal phases, you'll see that you have this resistance, and then it starts to come up and then it retests it. Now, I don't think this is exactly a bump and run reversal, to be honest with you. I've definitely seen much better examples. In fact, if we went well, I'm going to go back. I'm not going to go back that far, but if we go back farther, there's better examples. But my point is, you're seeing sort of that trend change, and considering that you do have, this MACD getting extremely oversold, you also have the potential setup on the market cipher. In fact, it's not even potential. It's actually happening right now as we speak. Low RSI, lower money flow. You might be catching it in the middle with that bounce. I would probably say that this could be an opportunity to put in that long, because here's the thing too. If you look at monthly returns for Bitcoin, okay, and this is really cool. Look at this between June and July. So Bitcoin in its entire history has never had now, of course, this doesn't mean it can't happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just pointing it out. But we have never had a red June followed by a red July. As you can see back here in 2013, June was red. What happened? July was green. 2018, red. July was green. Look at this. We had 3 red Junes in a row from 2020 to 2022. What happened? We had 3 green Julys. Same time period. Now, we have had green, and we have had green and red, but we've never had red turn green. And you can see right here, we did close green. So I'm not saying history is going to be exactly the same, but I am saying we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 examples of this never failing. So, that could be the opportunity, and I think a lot of these could be aligning. So, if you guys are looking to trade, these could be those opportunities to sort of do those low 3x, maybe 4x, 5x. If you're paying attention, longs, you just set it and forget it. You get that 20% move or that 30% on a 3x, you could literally do 100% on your trade. And, these are the setups that we literally wait for. These are the legacy setups. If you guys are interested in trading on weeks, I highly recommend this exchange. No KYC. They have no need to use a VPN. They have pretty high withdrawal limits, super good liquidity, and you could trade anything from Bitcoin to ICOs, IPOs, stocks, etc., all just using crypto. So use code XLEF if you guys are interested. I do have a link below in the description. There's also a tutorial popping up above if you guys are interested in that. But like Vivek points out, Bitcoin just saw the largest spike in whale buying on record. Whales are buying like never before. So this doesn't mean that the whales know more than we know, but it does suggest that this could possibly be the bottom, or at least the bottoming process. You cannot deny that on these legacy charts, even if you're waiting for another 20%, we've seen it happen before, right? But these are the moments you wait for. You wait for these massively deep 50+% oversold moments. And again, the last time that we had the higher low on the RSI, you could see we pointed out the bottom back here. Almost the bottom right here. We had maybe a couple percentage lower, and it looks like we're having it yet again, right? And talking about these bottoming processes, another thing I wanted to point out is if you're just looking for patterns and repetition, we talked about this massive, massive wave that formed at the bottom of the previous market, and it looks like we're starting to form that again. Now, when might that happen? Well, if we look at history, again, not saying it's going to repeat, right? Of course, if you wait for the cross, like I said, you're too late, right? If you wait for the confirmation on that, you basically, let's see, the cross is here. You miss out on, in this case, over basically 92%, almost 100% of the move gone because you're waiting to snipe the absolute bottom, which most people do not actually catch the absolute bottom, right? And if we come over here and have a look, we have with the MACD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it was 11 months basically in the previous market, if you think that we move in similar cycles, before we had that bottom. And what's interesting is that it took us 1-2 more months until we actually got that signal, right? So we had the bottom, and it took 2 months to even get the beginning of that signal. So if we were to go and look at that right now, we have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if history was to, let's say, repeat at around 11, that could suggest that maybe we see the absolute bottom September of this year. And of course, this is just basing it on statistics. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? There is no official ultimate trade guarantee. If there was, everyone would be millionaires and there'd be no purpose in watching any of these videos because we'd all just get rich every day and, that would be that. But that's not the case, right? People tend to lose money in the market. So they are unpredictable, but it does look, again, like within the next 2 months, we could see that amazing opportunity. Another thing that I point out is that we're in this falling wedge pattern, right? And it looks like we're being held below this sort of center heart line. I actually didn't even think to sort of extend this out. Yeah, that does look kind of, a little bit like it could be the center, a little bit. Nothing's perfect. But ultimately, like I said, we have these falling wedge patterns. And these patterns, especially when in a downtrend, they tend to break out and have the reverse. Actually, here's a really good example of a bump and run. Right here, we come down and then boom and out, right? If you actually have a look at that right there, you'd probably say to yourself, that's pretty similar to what we're seeing right there, right? A little bit of bump and run. So not saying that's exactly what we're seeing here, but we could. But I think on the shorter time frame, it does look like, actually, if you go in even closer, like to the daily, you could almost argue that we're almost putting in a smaller falling wedge pattern inside of a larger falling wedge pattern, right? And these patterns tend to have about a 70% chance of breaking out to the upside. So just watching these curves, you have this massive, massive mound, you come down, you have that build up momentum, and then you have the pretty much beginning of the next crazy bull market. You go into your bear market, and, it kind of looks like we're forming something here. The RSI could go a little bit lower again, but I don't try to time these bottoms. Now, ultimate bottoms, like I said, the craziest bottom we could see is like 35,000, but that would deviate so far from the previous lows that it would be crazy, because really, as of right now, the most realistic low is about 42,000. But, you know, things could change. You have the Clarity Act. You have all these other situations that could end up changing the markets. So it's just something that we have to pay attention to. Like Key Young Ju says from over at Crypto Quant, we likely do have another parabolic cycle ahead. He says, yes, capital efficiency is declining. In 2011, we had just 2.7 billion in net capital inflows, and that drove a 55,000% price increase. So we're probably not going to see something like that again, but it's just something worth noting. The next parabolic cycle likely requires deeper institutional allocation. Bitcoin needs to be a core macro asset, not just a retail-driven trade. That shift is still early, and that's something that I really just try to show people. You know, you have gold at 28.5 trillion, Bitcoin at about 1.2 trillion. Obviously, this number could be different based on today's standard, but again, you're very early, really, when you consider it. So thinking that Bitcoin is going to go to zero, well, that's just herd mentality. You know, I've been around for multiple cycles. I hear that every single time we get to the bottom. But I did want to just play this one clip from Michael Saylor where a lot of people are freaking out about whether or not they can get liquidated. But, you know, he did say as long as they go up 1.25%, they could pay the dividends forever.
Bitcoin's appreciating about 50% a year for the past 5 years. We expect it'll appreciate about 30% a year for the next 20 years. And we offer these credit instruments that pay about 10% dividend yield in the form of a return on capital dividends. And so it's a pretty strong business model. If you want to work out the math, as long as Bitcoin goes up 1.25% a year, the company can pay the dividend forever and create more shareholder value. If Bitcoin stops going up 0% forever, we got about 80 years to figure out what we're going to do about it.
So that's it for me, guys. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Hope you're enjoying your week. Of course, I do have a video that I do want to make. I highly suggest if you're not subscribed to the channel, you don't have the bell notification, turn them on right now, because there is something that we have to be truthfully honest about. And this is something technical. This isn't just, oh, I'm just guessing or I'm going off of sentiment based on what I hear on the internet. No, there is something in the charts that is a little bit scary and could suggest that Bitcoin could even go lower than even my price predictions, which is crazy. So we will talk about that. Now, the likelihood of that happening, that's up to you. But if you do want to get early access to that, you can also go on LevX. I will drop that. Actually, you know what? I am going to do that. For people who are over on LevX in the description below, if you guys follow on the social media for that, it's an exchange that has social media. I'll post that like a day before, but that'll be probably my next video. So if you guys are interested, definitely get subscribed. Check these videos out right here if you do want to learn how to trade. And yeah, basically that's it, guys. Of course, if you want to check out Weeks, you can. Link below in the description. Until next time, stay crypto, and of course, peace out.